Good evening. Welcome to the Primetime News on MITV. I am Jumoke Michaels. President Bola Tinubu on Saturday approved the establishment of a special presidential panel saddled with the responsibility of undertaking a comprehensive view and reform of the social investment programs suspended last month. In a statement signed by the President's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, titled, President Tinubu establishes Special Presidential Panel on Social Investment Programs. The panel will be led by the Coordinating Minister of the Economy and Minister of Finance, Mr. Wale Edun. The SPP comes 24 hours after Tinubu suspended all administered social investment programs by the National Social Investment Program Agency, which also includes the school feeding program. A statement signed on Friday by the Director of Information, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Segun Imohosen, said the suspension was in view of the ongoing investigation of alleged malfeasance in the management of the agency and its programs. Sequel to the 6-week suspension of the 4 programs, Tinubu tasked the Edun-led panel to immediately undertake a comprehensive review and audit of existing financial frameworks and policy guidelines of the social investment programs. Former military president, retired General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida IBB, has dismissed suggestions that Nigerians will accept a one-party state. General Babangida, who was head of state between 1985 and 1993, claimed that a one-party state tends to lead to dictatorship. The former head of state noted that he had been in a military regime, and the Nigerians he knows will not allow a one-party state. He said he had been a military man, and he knows dictatorship is not good and cannot be good in a civil society. Nigerians that he knows will not allow a one-party system and will talk anyone who muted the idea out of it until the person gets tired. IBB also reiterated his call for a two-party system, stating that it prevents rancor and will save the country a lot of funds and issues associated with a multi-party system. Babangida recalled that immediately after independence, Nigeria tended to gravitate towards a two-party system. The number of parties formed a coalition to gain power. It happened in the First and Second Republics. It showed up again in the Third Republic and the current Republic. He said Nigerians were capable of a two-party system because it saves one a lot of wahala and no rancor, as anyone can choose from A or B. According to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, there are 19 registered political parties in the country. The presidential candidate of the new Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, at the 2023 presidential election, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, has said that the judgment of the Supreme Court on the Kano State governorship election tussle was a lesson for everyone. Recall that yesterday, the Supreme Court affirmed the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP's Abba Yusuf as the duly elected governor of Kano. It was the climax after a series of litigations. While reacting to the judgment, Kwankwaso maintained that what happened at the Supreme Court was a lesson for everyone. He stated that throughout the period, he had not done anything to anyone and anybody would reap what he sows. On allegations that he reached an agreement with President Bola Tinubu over the judgment's outcome, Kwankwaso debunked the allegation in totality with an emphatic no. Kwankwaso noted that President Bola Tinubu was his contemporary as they joined politics at the same time in SDP. While President Tinubu was a senator and he was serving as the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, he said in 1999 he was my colleague as the Governor of Lagos State and founded the APC together and participated fully in the struggles which followed. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Sa'ad Abubakar III, has tasked Nigerians with unity and peaceful coexistence for the growth and development of Nigeria. Abubakar made the call on Saturday while declaring open a memorial mosque at the Federal University, Lokoja, Kogi State. The Sultan, who was represented by the Emir of Kefi, Shehu Chindo Yamusa III, said as patriotic citizens, Nigerians should learn to always respect leaders and the rule of law, for the nation to have a direction for better living. The Sultan urged everyone to fervently pray for the leaders and not curse them, so that they don't go astray to the detriment as a nation. In commemoration of the 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, the Lagos State government has enjoined Nigerians to always support and appreciate the families of the nation's fallen heroes. The Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadiri Hamzat, gave this charge after a special Jumat service to commemorate the fallen heroes at the Lagos State Secretariat Community Central Mosque, Alausai Keja. Hamzat noted that supporting the families of the fallen heroes in whatever form is a way of appreciating the efforts of those who laid their lives for the country. In his address, the 14th Emir of Kano, His Highness Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, while praising the armed forces for their dedication to ensuring the unity of Nigeria, also praised their doggedness in the protection of the nation's territorial integrity. The Commissioner of Home Affairs, Olanrewaju Ibrahim Layode, expressed the government's commitment to stand by the widows of the fallen heroes, particularly focusing on supporting the Ministry of Women Development and Poverty Alleviation, as the goal of government is not only to offer assistance, but also to empower the widows.
To me is the hand, we just said it, these soldiers were not complaining. In their barracks, it's not that they have life, it's not that the water is better out there than the water out, but a lot of people gave their life. So me and you, what's our own challenge? It's just to pray for them, for our country, so that our country can be better. I don't mean it in the, I mean it's financial support. So that if it is whatever, every month if it is 10 naira, whatever it is, it is 15 naira, so that we can just give, so and then when we coordinate it, so that inshallah by next year we will have uplifted lives of X number of people. May Allah make it easy for us.
As a Lagosian, we also will keep on supporting the widows of the fallen heroes. Like in the Lagos State, let me mention particularly Ministry of Women Development and Poverty Alleviation. Just about 2-3 days ago, we had a program which all of these widowers, I think some of them get the opportunity to be empowered by the state government and other agencies also like that.
Armed forces. These are men and women who have devoted their lives to defending us, to carrying out this task of protecting us. Did we not have armed forces like this who would defend us? Other countries would overrun us. Our mosques will be destroyed, our churches will be destroyed, synagogues will be destroyed, our homes will be destroyed. وَلَيَنْصُرَنَّ اللَّهَ مَنْ يَنْصُرُهُ, and Allah swears that He will help those who help Him.
Celebrating our past and fallen heroes, but at the same time also those of us that are still alive, retired and serving. So it's nostalgic, but at the same time with a lot of feeling of elation too. Well, the government has been supporting us, especially with the coming in of the present government. There has been a lot of support, both financially, morally, and otherwise.
A group of Lagos farmers have called on the Lagos State government to urgently intervene over the land invasion by the military and its attendant harassments to engender continued farming activities and promote food security in the state. The chairman of the Afero Itoiki Ekwe Commercial Farmers Cooperative, Prince Wale Oyekoya, made the call while speaking during peaceful protest at the Lagos State House of Assembly, with the protesters hoisting several placards with various inscriptions: "No to military invasion," "Farmers are human," "No farmers, no nation," amongst others. Oyekoya said the farmers suffered series of human rights abuses from security operatives that invaded their over 300 hectares farmlands in Itoikin-Ekpe area of Lagos State, thereby causing us huge losses and rendering the farmers jobless. They requested immediate compensation and relocation, complete with a certificate of occupancy from the Lagos State government. Addressing the protesters, the Deputy Majority Leader of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Adedamola Kasimu, who spoke on behalf of the Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, assured that the matter will be attended to urgently.
Come to our rescue to really come out in full force that to condemn this action of the military, because we are not in the military era. A military cannot just come and just dispersing everybody. If you go there now, the place is like a ghost. So apart from that, we want compensation for everything that have been destroyed in our farmland. Because you can imagine somebody that planted oil palms, rubber plantations, and all of a sudden you cannot even access it. And these are cash crop that is supposed to enjoy for the next 30 years. They just put the bulldozer everything out without any compensation, without any notice. This is barbaric and need to be condemned by every concerned people, even including the president.
They moved that plane to Ekpe. I mean, they compensated us. They gave us some lands also, which was fine. But then we'll be doing this now for another 5-6 years. Then the military came again. Now, where do we go? Where do we start from? But I believe one thing, because I remember the governor at that time was Fashola, and he did a tremendous job. So I'm expecting the present governor Sanwo-Olu, to do better than what Governor Fashola did. And I believe in the government, and I know they will do so.
Progressive anti-economic development. So we are now appealing to Mr. President, Mr. Governor.
It's very pathetic.
Distinguished Senator who is representing this the House of Representatives, Honorable Wale Raji, who is representing the area, Ekpe constituency, and Honorable Tobi, who is representing Lagos Ekpe division, to come to the aids of our losses and see what they can do to compensate farmers.
You have come to the right place. You are the State House of Assembly, and I know that issues that have to do with land in itself are issues that are pertinent, that we have Committee on Land Matters who takes care of, and issues that have to do with agric land as well. We also have committees on agriculture taking care of this, and I know that your issue will be attended to as long as we have a formal letter to show that this is what you have come here for.
Up next are stories from the foreign scene after this break. Thanks for still being there. The United States and United Kingdom have launched a series of strikes on Yemen against the Iran-aligned Houthi rebels who have been targeting international shipping in the Red Sea. The Houthis, who support the Palestinian group Hamas, called Friday's attacks barbaric, and in a statement threatened that all US-UK interests have become legitimate targets. The rebels, who control most parts of Yemen, including the capital, Sana'a, also promised to continue targeting Israeli-linked ships in the Red Sea. Tens of thousands of Yemenis gathered in several cities to condemn the US and British strikes and to reaffirm their support for Palestinians. Yemen's Saudi-backed, internationally recognized government blamed the Houthis for the UK and US strikes, saying the rebels bore responsibility for dragging Yemen into the conflict with its attacks in the Red Sea. William Lai Ching-te from the governing Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, has won Taiwan's presidential election despite warnings from China, which claims Taiwan as part of its territory, not to vote for him. The DPP does not represent the mainstream public opinion on the island, Beijing said after Lai was named the winner of Saturday's vote, adding that the vote will not impede the inevitable trend of China's reunification. Lai, the current vice president, was in a three-way race with Hu Yu-yi from the conservative Kuomintang and former Taipei mayor Ko Wen-je from the Taiwan People's Party, which was only founded in 2019. Lai took 40.2% of votes cast, according to partial results from the Central Election Commission on Saturday. Opponent Hu conceded defeat and congratulated Lai on his victory. He also apologized to KMT supporters for not being able to remove the DPP. Ko also conceded defeat. Russia launched dozens of attacks across Ukraine overnight, the Ukrainian Air Force said, as Kyiv continued its diplomatic efforts to ratchet up support and military aid. The Air Force said on Saturday that a total of 40 means of enemy air attack were recorded, adding that it destroyed 8 missiles. More than 20 devices failed to reach their targets due to active measures by means of electronic warfare. Russia said it destroyed all targets in a barrage of attacks on facilities producing ammunition and drones in Ukraine. The Defense Ministry in Moscow said its armed forces carried out a group strike against facilities of the Ukrainian military-industrial complex. No fatalities were reported so far, but Ukrainian authorities said a civilian was wounded in the northeastern Sumy region. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, Russia fired Kinzhal missiles, perhaps the toughest conventional Russian missile, to shoot down, moving at several times the speed of sound. Hundreds of thousands of people are taken to the streets across the world to protest against the war in Gaza as it nears the 100-day mark and to demand an end to Israel's offensive. At rallies on Saturday in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, people gathered at the United States Embassy to send a message to Israel's staunch ally. The U.S. has vetoed United